Hey guys.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome, Flash fans, supers, arrowheads, and legends to our DC TV after show. I'm Tatiana Hullender with the Flash podcast, but I'm here to talk with you guys about all of our favorite DC shows and maybe some of our least favorite ones. And I'm here with Phil Moore.
Hey, back again in full effect. For those of you who missed it last week, and there were a couple more questions in the chat. Yeah, back in the 90s, I hosted a show on Nickelodeon called Nick Arcade, and I am that guy, Phil Moore, and I am a DC fan. I am wearing my Underwoman underoos right now because I am such a DC fan, and I'm here to talk all things CW, DC, TV universe. And we got a new kid on the block. My man Alvin joining the mix.
What up, y'all? My name is Alvin Rueda. Thanks for having me, guys. So I'm used to hosting by myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to being solo. I'm used to being the sexiest web show host of all the internet.
Oh my God!
Too sexy for this web.
Fact. But since everyone has their team now, Arrow, Supergirl, Flash, everybody has a team now, and no one can do it all by themselves, I figured I need a freaking team, man.
Can I be your
player
diggle?
now?
I'll be your diggle, man.
And there's no better team than you guys.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So thank you for having me.
Welcome to the party, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope you brought the beer.
Oh, right here.
All right, cool.
secret coffee.
Cool. Now, joining us again, making his second appearance here, because he knocked it out the park, Dr. J, my man Jamie.
Back by popular demand.
Boom,
All
you asked for it.
That's what we
You
like.
got it. The
You got
Jamie.
it. Jamie's here. Hey everyone, Jami Philbrooke. Glad to be back for another week of talking about Arrow and all the great DC shows.
All right. Boom, we come to the
Yeah,
right place.
we're happy to have you,
Yeah.
Jamie. All right, well, first up is Supergirl, and the episode was called Changing. Literally everyone on the show was going through some pretty important changes.
Oh, don't sing.
He's not going to stop singing. He said he was going to stop, but he's not going to stop. And I don't want him to. But anyway, point is, first up, we had our girl Alex, right? Alex Danvers started to realize that maybe she likes girls, right? And this week, she had the important task of coming out to her sister. And that one turned out well, right? Turned out better than she expected.
yeah.
Better than she expected. But then she went back to talk to Maggie, and that turned out worse than she expected and made me cry. So you guys want to talk about that?
Well, I thought it was really interesting Kara's reaction because I would expect Kara, because she's Kara and she, is sort of pro everything, right? That she would have been like very accepting, and I think that was maybe what the audience was expecting from Kara. And to have her to actually struggle with it a little bit was a really interesting character choice for her, and I thought shows a lot. And then obviously, as you mentioned, it gets figured out at the end, and the sisters love each other and they're back together. But it was really interesting to have that, which was the opposite of what you maybe would expect Kara's reaction to be.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no problem. That was a little strange for me with Kara's reaction. To me, I was like, so are there no lesbians in Planet Krypton? Are there no Kryptonian lesbians? Did they not pass the law yet over there? What's going on here? Because she's been in the world for so long.
Right.
And all of a sudden, she's surprised. I get it. She's surprised at the fact that, she came out the closet. But at the same time, hey, we live in a different world now.
Right. I think it's partially because she was taking in just how little she knew her sister.
Right.
She thought that she should have noticed it by then.
Yeah.
She thought that, she even said that, right?
That's where I took it.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, at first I said the same thing. Wow, that's kind of odd. But while the scene was going on, I thought, wait a minute, you've known this woman for very long time. You live with them and you were raised as sisters under the same roof, and you think you know a person.
Right.
And you also kind of think that maybe she would have felt that she would have seen some signs or suspected it a little bit. Because the first I thought was like, woman, you're in a place, you're an alien yourself.
Right.
You hang out, there's a cantina bar, like from Star Wars, where there's not only different preferences, but different species,
And we all hang out there now, apparently.
Right.
It was
It's a
introduced
great
like
place.
2 episodes ago, and now it's a set
I
for
think
every
that
character.
The
on the show.
showrunners said that they had made it just for that one episode, but they loved it so much.
Yeah.
that they decided
And
they
that
wanted to
makes
come back.
makes perfect sense.
It's kind of like the 10-4 from Star Trek The Next Generation. We just hang out there. We just, where everybody cheers, where everybody knows you're alien.
Right.
But I said, but for me, I realized that maybe she was dealing with the fact that you think you know someone.
Right.
Someone, it's not just think you know someone like your buddy, not your friend. It's not like, oh, you know, I find out something about the three of you that I didn't know before. It's like you grew up with this person and you didn't see it coming. And that also makes you question your own perception.
Exactly. She felt selfish because she felt like everything in their lives had been about her.
It was a really interesting character choice to have the character go through. And I was thinking the same thing about Krypton. Like, you could have gone one of two ways. Either Krypton was a very forward-thinking place, and Kara's reaction is, oh, that's no big deal. You know, we do that all the time on Krypton, da-da-da. Or Krypton is this very totalitarian
civilization. Because if
and
you think
that this is against her beliefs as a creature, as a being. Neither.
I'm glad.
They didn't go in either direction. But there's a lot of interesting choices they could have, and I thought it was an interesting choice that they went with.
That was hilarious to me, actually, when Alex was kind of beating around the bush a little bit. And she's like, well, I kind of like her, but I'm kind of developing these feelings, but I don't know. It's like, oh, you know. Stop lying to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And Kara still didn't get it. You know, she said everything except, I like women. I'm a lesbian. And Kara's like, what? Well, you know, we do this, and I'm looking at her, and I'm kind of smiling, and I'm thinking about, and what? And
But
I'm like, what do you mean,
so
and what?
Kara to be like confused,
so
by
naive,
it, right?
so naive.
And
like she can fly and do all these other things.
But then there's that naivety.
Yeah, she doesn't understand.
Exactly, there's a naivety to it. So, I mean, all in all, I like the way it turned out between those two. But the thing that just made me feel so bad for Alex was, I mean, she gave that wonderful speech on last week's episode, which she was talking about, you know, she wondered why she felt weird being intimate with the people she had been dating, and she's referring to men, but maybe she realizes, oh, there's something more. So when she maybe was feeling self-conscious about being rejected by men, and now I got it, it's you, babe, and she's like, no, talk to the hand.
No,
she's not being rejected by men
wasn't like talk
and
to the
women.
hand.
Well, you know what she did? You know what? Look, I'm going to go another pop culture reference. She treated him like Finn was treated in Star Wars. She totally put her in the corner, just kind of like, boom, you know what? We're just going to be friends. She put her in the friend zone.
When did that happen to Finn on Star Wars?
Are
you talking about when she kissed him on the forehead because he was dead?
No, I'm talking. He is straight up in the friend zone. Everybody was watching that relationship.
They're gonna make out next episode, and you're gonna be like, "That's not the friend zone."
I hope they do, but they're in
That's
the
not
friend zone. All right, get in a different chat room, lady, because Finn is in the friend zone.
Put Alex in the friend zone.
No, she said it very clearly.
Yeah, I
they're
liked
in
where
different
Maggie
places.
went with
She
that.
wants. She's playing the long game, first of all.
Yeah.
Like if something happens with Alex, she wants it to happen for real.
Right.
And not
I
be
took
like
it that way,
Alex figuring
too.
herself
Yeah.
out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
High five.
Yeah,
we know
all right. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Star Wars.
I got your back.
You think these two are sharing a brain, and the brain is asleep right now because I'm telling you, she totally put her in the friend zone. Like I said last week, Alex is kind of on, like I made the reference when you weren't here about how kind of treating her like a lot of guys feel when they kind of get that rejection when they approach a woman. And again, today, no, not the sexiest man on the internet. No. But you've read books.
I read books.
You've seen things. You've heard things in chat rooms.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my God.
but not to you.
See, Alex would have got a better reaction if she was like, hey, Kara, by the way, I'm a lesbian. Boom, laser beams.
Exactly.
And then, oh, okay, that's cool. It would have been a different story, but no.
But she definitely got Finn. She put her straight into the
She
friend
got
zone.
Finn.
She got Finn.
It's
She
not a
got
thing.
Finn.
It's not a thing.
It's not. Look,
not a thing.
Look, just because you two say it, don't make it so.
right.
She got Finn. She put her in the friend zone. Now she did it nicely. Don't get me wrong. Don't mix up what I'm saying
Right. She
with
was
the
very nice about
attitude
it.
behind
But
it.
it's gonna
I
happen
totally,
by the end of the season.
I totally love
Okay.
how Maggie respected her, how she treated her, and how she was open and honest. You cannot do anything but love and respect somebody who could choose straight with you, who doesn't play you, who doesn't string you along. There's so many people out here in relationships that are just playing each other, and she was bold enough and honest enough and open enough to shoot straight rather than start some situation and have somebody's feelings, you know, get deeper into it and then crush her. So I love the fact that she did it. But, you know, and I'm happy, of course, we're having some fun with the, you know, way we're talking about it. But seriously, she kind of put her in the friend zone.
Yeah, but when it happened, that means that when it happens, it's going to happen for the long term.
Yeah.
And it is going to happen.
Yeah, I
because
hope
they
so.
made her
Yeah,
a regular character.
Right,
So,
exactly.
Otherwise, they wouldn't.
Right. Friend zone? High five it?
Yeah, I'm
We
with
can
that.
high five
Whatever.
too.
I'm with that. Definitely a friend
Bartholomew
zone.
Allen, who is it's very kind of you, Barry, to show up and talk to us, said that he loved, he loved how they handled Alex coming out, and I totally agree. I think it really feels like someone in the writer's room knows what that's like.
Exactly.
Because they wrote it from the like a very realistic, you know, it's confusing, and it's not just like immediately like a 180 or whatever.
Right.
You
And
know,
it's also
just the
tricky
process.
subject matter to introduce into the Supergirl television program.
Right.
And I think the writers are handling it really well and doing a good job of not just making it, you know, this cliche thing that they're doing, but it really has something to do with the core characters.
Right. Despite the fun, it was honest, true, and organic. Well, we got to move on. But
Yeah, we do.
What next do we want to talk about real quick before we go?
James becoming the Guardian, another major change. James has had enough of just hiding behind his camera like a Pulitzer Prize winning
Or like Jimmy
photojournalist.
Olsen
Like
has
Jimmy
for
Olsen.
decades.
Jeepers, Clark.
Right.
Jeepers, Superman.
And now he's got to be a hero.
Oh, what's up, Judge Dredd?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad that they're giving Jimmy more to do. So
Yeah.
I think that this episode handled it much better than last week's episode did, where it was kind of like, all right, Jimmy, James, you're just gonna jump in there and try and.
And if I can say real quick, in a related sort of change, I actually love the whole way that Wynn kind of showed a little more balls.
Yeah,
you know,
Wynn-
that was very good. Wynn was like,
definitely.
no, not that you would not expect it from. So that was another change that really surprised me, and I really appreciate
No,
it.
and
you
that's
know?
been great with Wynn's character arc. I think that's part of working the what is it, DEO?
DEO.
Now, and being part of that, I think has really escalated his character. And the same with Jimmy. I was great to see him. I love the Guardian as a character from the comic books. I loved watching Jimmy Olsen kind of try to become this character.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm curious about is, had they introduced that Jimmy had any fighting experience whatsoever?
They hadn't, but-
Because he was pretty well trained
he
in
had
that
some good
fight
instincts.
scene.
He just
yeah,
was out of weight.
but the shield is cool, and I
Yep.
like the costume, and I'm optimistic that they'll be able to grow something with that character
Yeah,
where he's really part of, you know, her backup team.
Right.
Right, and if that's what it takes for them to give James a story, then that's fine, because
Exactly.
he deserves it and Mikad deserves it.
Exactly.
So,
It was a matter of exposition that he mentioned. You know, he was a black belt, but you know, I was fine with it.
Yeah, I was fine with it too.
All right. Well,
Well,
listen,
why
let's-
keep it a secret? Though?
well, now it's
I
time.
think
to-
everyone in this world
Yeah.
knows how to fight.
Exactly.
Right? Everyone
Yeah.
can fight.
I like the secret thing. I mean, I hate secrets. Stop doing it.
It's
But-
secrets. Everyone has a
Yeah,
secret.
but
Ooh.
at least this time, it's because they don't want Kara to kick their ass.
Right.
So it's not like,
Right.
oh,
So
we have
there's
to
a reason
protect
for
her
it.
fragile female emotions.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we know that if we tell her, she's going to be like, no.
Right.
No, there's a good reason for
Right.
it.
No.
Well, listen, there's Parasite, there's a whole lot of stuff, but there was a whole lot of things going on, more than we have time to talk about right here. People are stepping up, showing their true abilities,
Yeah.
brushing with greatness. And speaking of
Stepping
brushing
up.
with greatness, stepping up, you know what? We realized that a lot of you have actually had your moments of brush with greatness by meeting some celebrities, people who have been on the CW, and you know what? You were cool enough to send us some pics of you, and you might even recognize somebody in one of the pics. Take a look.
Oh, no.